Greetings, Wildcat families. This is Mr. Robinson, principal at George Moses Horton Middle School. And I wanted to put this video together. Obviously, you are in your students' classrooms at this time, their homeroom classrooms. Hopefully, you've been able to see the building and see where your students will be learning this year. We are extremely excited to have kids back in the building. In somewhat normal terms. So, obviously, there is a mask mandate. And so, anybody in the building at any time, including right now, people should need to have masks on. And so, we will be enforcing that throughout the year. We will also have cleaning procedures that we'll be following each day to make sure that your kids are safe or our kids are safe. But we are extremely excited to get this year underway. And so, with all that being said, I want to start first by talking a little bit about our PTSA. Our PTSA is wonderful. Our past president was Mr. Keith Stinson. He still helps us out quite a bit, but he's our past president. Our vice president is Jackie Nygren. She's done an excellent job, but I heard through the grapevine that if you're interested in the vice president spot, she is willing to step down so that you can serve. Acting treasurer is Lisa Holder, and our nominated treasurer is Andy Kaysen. So we will vote on that in September. And our secretary is Miss Katina Blake. So we have an awesome board, but we do have some vacancies. So we have our president vacancy. Like I said, that vice president position, Jackie does an excellent job. But if you want to serve, let us know. We need a PTA thrift shop representative, fundraiser coordinator, a membership liaison. Our athletic representative is Mr. Robertson, our athletic director and teacher, and our teacher representative is Miss Kent, sixth grade math. The goal of the PTSA is to be a liaison between teachers, students, and parents. They support teachers and students' education. They foster community sport and school relationships, and they support extracurricular activities. So you can become a member of the PTSA. It's $7. Teachers and students can join for $5, and that'll keep you in the loop. You can follow them on Facebook. And simple things you can do is link your shopping cards, your Amazon Smile, Lowe's Foods, Harris Teeter, and a percentage of what you buy will come to the school to support us. Ultimately, if you don't hear anything else, it's simply that we need you. As kids go to middle school, they tend to not quite think their parents are as cool as they were when they were in elementary. But the parent support piece is still as important, if not more, than when your kids were at Pittsburgh Elementary or wherever they went to elementary. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go all out and be on the executive board. You could just join again for $7, or we have events. So if you have a special event that you want to help with or volunteer for, we have Fall Festival. We do concession stands at sporting events. We have a book fair. If you're into the history of our school, we're going to have a George Moses Horton night in February. And we're going to have a night of the arts at the end of the year. So any of those things we would use some help with. For the school, there's a volunteer approval process. So, like if you want to come in and volunteer and help in the media center or help with a field trip, anything like that, you can reach out to the front office. Ms. Avis can help you with that process. But all of that, like saying we need money or saying that we need support, what it's going to go to specifically, we talked about just the community piece, but also we want to upgrade the fifth grade playground. If you drove back there, you know that it needs some love. We'd like new chairs in the multi-purpose room. They work and we can fit a bunch in there, but something more comfortable, something that's more easy to set up and take up less space would be awesome. Mulch fundraiser is something that we're looking at doing. And again, as you go around campus with our 7 different buildings that have outdoor spaces, there's areas that need mulch. It does cost money. And so if anybody can, donate a little bit here and there, it ends up being a large amount that we can use to beautify our campus. And then finally, we want to build a wall or like a fence around our dumpsters so that as you look up the hill, the first thing you see is not the trash of Horton Middle School. You can, let's say you don't want to do any of that. You can still support us by volunteering at the PTSA thrift shop, the PTA thrift shop. The one right here in Pittsburgh, our work nights are Monday nights. You can reach out to Keith Stinson or the HMSPTSA at gmail.com and ask about it. I also put a sign up genius on every week's Wildcat Weekly update so that you can get signed up. And this is how it works. So the PTA thrift shop basically takes all their earnings and they split it up 40-60. 40% goes to every school equally. The 60% goes based on the amount of hours they work. So we're basically in competition with other schools. Last year, we brought in $20,000, and we did not work as many hours as we could or as much as we normally do. There's some schools, the entire PTSA budget is based off of the thrift shop, and we're talking like $80,000. So you can apply it to the school, or you can say specific teacher, sport, band, etc. And that's where your money will go. Last year, so speaking about $20,000, $10,000 went into a school-wide initiative fund, $6,000 supported athletics, band, the media center, and $5,000 goes to staff appreciation. So things like teacher appreciation, bus driver appreciation, teacher requests for items in the classroom, things like that. So excellent support from our PTSA. A few things to check out. I told you we have some events. Curriculum night is September 16th. That's probably the most pressing. And then you can see we have other events scheduled throughout the year. Stay in the loop. There's links for PTSA on our website. You can go to hms.memberhub.com or you can see Facebook. But again, I cannot say enough about our PTSA, the support they give us, the people who have worked it. And I look forward to the new people, the people who want to get involved and help better our school every day. And so appreciate the PTSA. And like I said, I look forward to the future with our new support personnel. So with that being said, I also wanted to share with you about our school. So this is the Horton Playbook. It was developed over the summer, and it has everything in one spot that we do at Horton. I'm not going to go through it word by word with y'all, but I really just wanted you to see the effort and the time that planning that goes into a school year and the effort that's going to go towards making sure that your student's educational experience is the best that it can be. And so the actual handbook has a table of contents, and you can see the many things that are in it: the mission statement, our school improvement team, expectations, when we meet, MTSS, which is a multi-tiered system of support, meaning that we're differentiating the amount of support each student gets to meet their needs. Instructional strategies. We are an AVID school this year, which AVID is a college and career program, college and career readiness program. We hope to be fully implemented by next year. So this is our training year, experimental year. We really want to key in this year on our student social emotional health. Last year was a lot. And as we transition back into the buildings, we want to be proactive with our students and make sure that they know the expectations, they feel safe, they have the skills they need to be successful. And then, of course, parent communication. So this is very important, the vision and mission statement of our school. We developed it over the summer, so it is new. You may have used to hear me say, today we learn, together we solve, tomorrow we lead. That was part of our old vision and mission. Our new vision is to make sure that every student finds joy in learning through an engaging, inclusive, and reflective environment where all students can be active partners in their learning. So we really want that student voice, the students partnering to make sure that the school continues to grow and serve their needs. We want them to find joy in their learning. We want them to be engaged and make sure everybody's included. So that is our vision, and our mission is more detailed. So we are committed to ensuring that each student is college and career ready, and it's our mission to provide relevant instruction, differentiated support, and be engaged with our community, you, to grow academically, emotionally, and socially. And so hopefully that mission and vision leads to our school goals, which is we'd like to be 70% overall proficient in reading and math by 2024. To give you context on that proficiency number, we were sitting about 65-ish overall, 64 overall pre-COVID. Last year it did dip some, but I think we can agree that it may be understandable. We want to meet and exceed growth for all subgroups. So that means if you look at every student, we want to meet or exceed growth for them. There's a proficiency piece, but if a student comes to us at first grade, we want to make sure we grow them the amount that we are supposed to each year. And that is a formula that we're given, but it does an excellent job of kind of giving us the guidelines. And then lastly, MTSS has prescribed percents that should be under each tier. And so we want to make sure we're following that process with fidelity. Our school improvement team consists of multiple people from around the school: our counselor, curriculum coach, administration, grade level representation, exceptional children, MTSS, and our parent rep is Ms. Paula Anstrom. So if you have concerns that you don't feel comfortable bringing directly to me or directly to the school, you can reach out to Paula and she will make sure that it finds its way to us. Our school improvement indicators, we're looking at, we want to do evidence-based instruction, so shoring up our instructional practices, being attentive to students' emotional states, and so that's that social emotional learning, and then communicating with parents about the expectations and the importance of the curriculum of the home. And really what that means is the partnership that we have for our students. So instruction, social emotional, and making sure that we're partnering with our parents. We are big on expectations this year because, if you leave gray area, that leaves room for things that are not so good. So we have for our teachers concrete expectations of things they must do each day in the classroom. You can see they're like the AVID that I was talking about, making sure their lessons are standards aligned, following the MTSS protocols, district resources, that type thing. But with that, when those things become solidified and part of our everyday, that's when teachers get creative autonomy. And that's when you see the fun stuff. That's the Socratic seminars, the games, the field trips, the artistic expression, labs, those things. So as you can see, school isn't just a one level thing. It's those things that we know work, but then the blue section there is what makes it fun. That's where the joy comes in. So when you put those two together, we're really excited and we're hoping for some student growth through that process. Teachers meet weekly and monthly for collaboration purposes, for data purposes. We have faculty meetings, school improvement. We have an equity team. And then we have an MTSS implementation team to make sure we're doing that process with fidelity. So we're constantly meeting and discussing and reflecting upon our practices to make sure our students' needs are met. And here's just a visual representation of that. We have PLCs, school improvement team, MTSS, the admin team, student services team. There's a lot of committees and people that look at our school from a variety of angles to ensure that there's no gray areas. Like I said, we want our expectations to be tight to ensure that we're meeting our students' needs. Teachers have to turn in their lesson plans every week, and so that goes into a Google Drive. It's shared amongst the school. It's kind of like a joint folder where if I'm collaborating with somebody in a different grade level or I'm collaborating with somebody in a different subject, I can go in, I can see what they're doing. If I'm just curious about what the grade level ahead of me or below me is doing, I can look. So we constantly are looking at these lesson plans and ensuring that the lessons that our students get are engaging and relevant and those things that we said in our mission and vision. It's not an issue. Our teachers are amazing. And so they do this. The lesson plan, turning it in is probably not the funnest thing for them or the most fun thing for them, but there is value with it. And we use this as a tool to get better. So just to let you know, if you do want access ever to a lesson plan, you can request access. So if your kid comes home and says, hey, I learned this really fun thing today, and you want to see kind of what standard it went with or what was going on, you do have the ability to see this. You just need to reach out to me. As I said, we are at Avid School, and so Avid again is a college career readiness program, and with it comes instructional strategy. So one of those is called WICKER, and it stands for Writing, Inquiry, Collaboration, Organization, and Reading. And what we're saying is those five key aspects will be in every single lesson we have in school. So in one way, shape, or form. And so data and experience and research shows that if you put those five things in lessons every day, all the time, your students grow. And these are skills that they will need as they move forward to either college or their career, whatever that may be. We have for the social emotional classroom management type piece, we're moving to what's called CHAMPS. And basically, again, with the expectation theme, this is ensuring that teachers give students exact expectations for conversation, how to get help, what the activity should be, can I move around the room, and participation. What does that look like for every activity? So that there's no gray areas. Students know exactly what's expected of them for each activity. And you can see on the right, there's reflection questions. So students have the ability to now reflect, like, okay, am I meeting this expectation? Did they tell me? That kind of stuff. So it creates less of a here's the rules, follow them because I said so, and more of a here's our expectations. This is why. Are you meeting them? It's more conversational. And we're hopeful that through this program or through these expectations that the behavior stuff is not really an issue. But we know it's middle school, and so we do have plans in place, like a level discipline plan. So what should be handled by teachers, what automatically comes to administration. Unfortunately, it's just part of school. Luckily, our students are amazing, and our teachers love keeping them in the classroom, so they're not trying to just get them suspended. But obviously, we have a student handbook. There's rules that students have to follow. But parents, what I can tell you is if we have to give you a call and say, there's this consequence or this discipline happened because your student did some type of behavior, our teachers had given the expectations ahead of time. There's chances, there's conversations, reflections that happen beforehand. So, again, very hopeful that this year and as we move forward, the reflection piece, the ownership piece, the expectations move us in a positive direction with this. So if you have more questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me. Parent communication is non-negotiable for our teachers. They must get back to a parent call or email within 48 hours, unless they're like out sick or something going on. But email and phone messages, they should be checked twice a day, before school and after school. And so, like, if there's a discipline issue or a grades issue, attendance, they should be reaching out to you proactively. But if you reach out to them, 48 hours. That goes for me as well. I'll be honest with you, every day is different for myself. Same for Miss Dark. So if you leave a message for me, within 48 hours, you should expect a call back. Please hold me accountable for this. If you call on a Monday and I don't call you till Thursday, make a comment. Tell me, Mr. Robinson, I called you Monday. It's Thursday. I thought 48 hours. I will not be offended by that. I completely will own it. It's a non-negotiable. At the end of the day, we're partners. We cannot be successful without you. Your students rely on us. We're partners in this. And so we want to build strong ties between the home and the school. So finally, and then your teachers have some things that they want to share with you this evening. We do have social media. Facebook and Twitter are two big ones. We tweet all the time. Facebook, we need to do a little bit better job because I realize that not everybody's on the Twitter. So, or students might say that they're on the gram, the Instagram, TikTok. We don't have those, but we have Twitter and Facebook. But we may, venture in that direction eventually. But this will keep you in touch. And then, of course, I send out Sunday messages all the time. So, with that being said, I'm going to stop talking and turn it back over to your teachers. Have a wonderful evening. There is transportation, AIG, EC, our athletics, and our special areas in the multi-purpose room, along with myself. So if you have any questions about any of that, when you get done with your teachers, you can transition to the multi-purpose room. Again, just ask that you have your mask on while you are inside any of our buildings, okay? All right. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.